All right, good morning, everybody. What's up? This is Mookie, and we're back at it again with another, hopefully, episode of Damage Control to get up onto YouTube today. And we got Darth Beaver. We may have some guests that always kind of come in. They're just kind of the unexpected guests, whether it be True or Dale. I always feel bad I haven't reached out to you, Dale. The other day you saw this video, but like I said, normal, we're here, buddy. You could jump in. It just feels weird to kind of remind people about a show or on things, but that's my doing, so I apologize still.
Because it's not me every time. I'm always the one in there the night before. Hey, we're doing this, right?
Yeah, so, but what up to everybody? Just want to say that y'all definitely, all as you can tell, you're in my minds. But yeah, what we got going on in the conversation today, as I was just kind of mentioning it here on Twitch, we're going to go into some, of course, the blog. It's our usual dance here where we're going to kind of recap, kind of foresee what our plans are with the blog posts, what it kind of leads into the big picture of the game itself. But I think that a lot of the conversation is going to pivot, maybe back and forth, but it's going to be talking about Blue Marvel and the preparation that of coming of him. Because there was, I forgot to put this on my notes. And it's funny, I was trying to be prep and I put it on work notes, two different things. But there was a stream with Strike Fox and kind of good information there. I don't know, but that kind of led into it. But I guess what I'm trying to get at is they talked about it. It's going to be next month. Marvel's coming out. And then lastly, we went into some CC battles for Twitch. We'll jump into it there. I feel bad for my buddy Darth. You've been on that slippery slope. I've been there before, buddy. So part of me is like laughing at you happening because that's happened to me. It's just one of those weird things. But I'm going to try to pick you up and keep you from sliding as you helped me kind of get back on track. So it's weird how we kind of slingshot at each other on this race to, I don't know, what are we trying to even do, Darth, on Cosmic Crucible? Are we really trying to be in the top 100?
I like to say it. I like to shove it up Phil's ass.
That's what?
When he says stuff about, that's the best part is be like, well, you don't know anything about the game because you can't even break top 100 in Crucible. Which is a big deal to say to somebody, but it's like one of those things where he's got no retort at that point. Like, there's not a whole bunch he's going to be able to say. That's my favorite part about it, actually. And the thought of what really would be more important to me, I wouldn't mind. I just need to stay close enough that I could fight with my friends.
Yeah.
Like, I'm waiting for that. Like, the rewards for Crucible suck. So technically winning in Crucible doesn't really mean anything. It's all that internal thing. So I'd like to fight you. I'd like to fight True. God, I don't know if I want to fight True or not. That son of a bitch. But anyway, like that's more interest. Like, I thought about it the last week after I've just been getting smashed and I'm technically not having very much fun because I'm just getting face rolled every time. But in the same breath, I am having fun.
Yeah. No, it's so fun. The best way, I'm just damn analogy person all the damn time. What's up? Look, it's walking 8. He's like, catch me outside. So that leads into my analogy I was going to say. Is like, I feel the road of this cosmic, the Crucible is like you're walking down, at least for our battles that we're trying to eventually find each other. Is that we're walking through alleys in the street. And I'm running into people and I'm fighting them, but I'm really looking for you, like you said, and other familiar names. Even you, Hate. I saw you we're pretty close.
You guys were close.
Yeah, we've been there. But I want to fight against familiar faces.
We're huge fans.
Yeah.
Just in case you don't know.
Yeah, so I don't know how deep we're going to go in there. I was going to start getting embarrassed. They're going to be like talking about how we like kind of quote them behind the scenes. They're going to talk about that.
We'll do. If he's going to stick around here enough, I'll make sure to throw in another one.
Yeah, but anyways, the whole dark alley point is that I'm getting at is that I'm looking to fight somebody that I'm familiar with, and then sometimes you take the wrong corner in an alley, and there's some really fucking mean people over there that just fucking want to smack the shit out of you, and you weren't ready for that, and then you just got to find the alleyway again, and honestly, it's like I felt like I found the clean alleys to get myself in the right groove, and you're still walking the bad back alleyways right now, and you need to find the right block to turn, Darth, and that's hopefully we'll figure it out today. All right.
That yellow. Yeah, they're gross. I'm not having super fun. Today's going to be the best matches ever, though. We're going to have a great time.
Yeah, man. All right, well, we'll jump into it here, onto the gameplay side of it, so we can pull up the screen. All right, so go back to the notes. I guess the best way to do this is we'll kind of lead in with last week. Yesterday's blog post. So let's jump into it here because it's real short. what I have on here, it's really the Cliff Notes version up on top. We got Hellcat. So all I have as far as interest for me within the blog is that Hellcat is going to be coming out on Tuesday. She gets released and she completes the Brimstone team. Now the Brimstone team, obviously they're the war team. And I put them on defense, Darth. I mean, I think you've done the same, right? You haven't touched them for offensive player. They're just going to be a defensive team for you. How are you going to play them out once you get the fifth member out?
Once I get Hellcat or this one, I think for this week when I buy her, like we're gonna have to use her on offense. I do believe there's an input for a milestone where you use them on offense. I did watch a video since I told you I hadn't watched shit. I felt bad, and I actually had like an hour in the car yesterday where I was driving back and forth somewhere by myself, so I got to listen to a couple blog videos. So I have an idea of what's going on.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I didn't even
but
know
I do
this.
believe that's what it is. Is we have to.
Yeah, it's right over here.
But maybe
I mean, they're talking about it. There's the multiverse.
No, that's where you have to see. And I did pay attention. This is where you have to. One of these.
Okay, yeah, it's not this one. This one's like also kind of talking about raid a little bit. But who knows? Who cares? I mean, so
doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter.
Something related.
Just so for the first weeks until I'm sure once I get the fifth character, I'm going to pull them off of defense and use them on offense just to get those points.
Okay. Yeah, it's currently I have them on defense. They're interesting. I mean, have you noticed, like, I mean, of course, it's all going to change when she comes out there, but it was just curious. Were you kind of taking a look to see how they were doing with the 4-piece and plugging in a random fifth on defense? Did you get any defensive wins off of Brimstone?
I come with Xavier, so I cheated.
Okay. You know what? I think I did see that. I was like, what an ass move. But did that work though?
Yeah, I got a win. At least one. I think I got one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damon's pretty awesome.
Yeah, because I want to dive deep, and that's why I'm asking about that, because I want to try to help out our alliance internally as captains to kind of. So I'm trying to pay a little bit more attention than usual as far as like what's working, what's not working with my defense, and then try to like revamp my offense, and that's kind of why I'm leading with that question here, because. With them, yeah, the 4-piece seems pretty strong. I don't think I really faced one yet that I went against, or maybe I did. I just don't recall. But for my defense, 1 week I did use Morgan Le Fay because I thought that pairing her up with Heartless would be kind of interesting, and it did get some wins. And then the other thing I did. I can't even remember. I mean, if I had to jump into the game, but fuck, you can tell. I don't know. I did something else. But, I mean, they did give me some wins. So I guess the point is, I mean, having a fifth team, and I think she is kind of going to be a cog to really get that team rolling. It's going to be interesting. So we'll see. Something to kind of look at, keeping the back burner mind as far as on, you know, what's the proper usage and what we're going to do with them on the war. But as we get into the road of Blue Marvel, there's going to be a lot of stuff to talk about there. The next thing that I saw in the blog post is Battle Road Week 2. This is kind of really where I want to kind of pause as Alliance captains here. So, first, I mean, your thoughts of opinion rolling it out with we had like more nodes, more missions, right? That we had to kind of go through, but it was just an auto fest because they had us on the lower side of the difficulties. Did you like the first week? I mean, how did you treat it?
I like the way that it plays out. I like that you aren't handicapped into using one character once, so you can use that character 16 times or whatever, and you can use them in multiple nodes. I like the setup of it a lot better. So it's like we got a flyby, a visual overview of what it's actually going to be like.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's going to be great. So as long as difficulty 6 isn't an auto fest, and we just have to play it, we'll be good. And if it's too hard, that's also okay.
Okay.
Of course, you know me. I'm okay if it's too hard. If we physically can't do it, that's good. That means we have something to grow for and to do. I'm tired of them coming out with brand new content that is boring because it's not difficult. So we'll see how difficult they made it. And hopefully it's right. I'm cautiously optimistic. It looks like it's better than the other one, and I like some things about the boss battle better than the other ones, except for it looks like if you have the full Brimstone team, it's gonna kind of make that a little less fun just because they're going to be the team that comes out and does that immediate massive damage because of their special because there's a perk or whatever on the in the boss battle that when Century hits the full 5-man team of your Brimstone that he loses uh, like the maximum amount of health. It's like 12 million when you're on difficulty 6.
Hmm.
So it's anyway. It looks like it's going to be way better than the other one. The boss battle itself, where he doesn't. So the boss battle was nice because in the Null boss battle, there got to a point where you couldn't chew through Null's barrier. So you spent like maybe a minute not actually doing any real damage to Null
Mm-hmm.
in some instances. And in this case, there's not that barrier to get through. So as long as you're taking a turn, you're at least making a little more progress.
Yeah. Yeah, it was fun. I mean, I actually did enjoy this boss battle. And I think it's killing those points you're talking about. Because just kind of hitting the wall and here and there just kind of is weird. You're just like, whatever. And at that point, I'm just trying to get my attacks in. Or you can forget one day and just be a week behind from your alliance mates like I did because I forgot to do a boss battle. But yeah, no, I guess we're going on my whole big question off of it. It's just like, are we choosing the right difficulty? But you hit on the key points there. It's like, hey man, let's just have fun with it. Let's fucking swing for the skies. And I was even like throwing out some questions. I don't really get involved too much on Discord chat with other people or alliances or things like that. I usually just kind of fly on the wall, just kind of gauge kind of where people are at or things I need to be aware to share with my, alliance mates and stuff like that to fish information. So I actually posed a question out there, and I think it was on King Sheets group, and it was just kind of like I was just asking them, what's the difficulty? Is I kind of gave a preview. I was like, our alliance is kind of mix of free to play, and then we're just casual, but not really casual. We're at the in between kind of alliance. So with that, are we going too high, going for difficulty 6? And they're like, there's only one way to find out. Someone answered that question to me. So I was like, you know
That
what?
sounds to be the right answer.
Yeah, that's the right answer. So we'll find out. All right. So that's what's going on there. It was fun. It was interesting. We'll see what happens. That's going to roll out, I think, on Tuesday as well. When Hellcat releases is also when they start the second week, and we're jumping right into difficulty 6. So stay tuned for results on that. What else? On my notes, I guess if I jump back on the blog, I mean, there's, nothing. See, I need my screen to hit buttons now. I think that's really it. I mean, everything else is rinse and repeat. I mean, they continue on. We got the Broken King event. Do you have your blaster already at 7 stars?
Yes, I do. I was going to ask you the same thing. Does that make it less important to finish? Like, we're gonna finish it, but does it make the end of the event seem weirder because we earned so many stars from the Scourge event?
Yeah, I'm at 7, so it is kind of weird. I'm not even paying attention to it, which I was just gonna skip right through it, but I thought I'd ask you too. So, I guess if anything, it's like kind of trying to peek to see if there's any red stars to gather. But I didn't really see anything here. Of course, I'm just skimming through stuff, so I may have missed it.
Probably be on the next Scourge event.
Yeah, that's where it was at. And I didn't go, man, I kind of regret I didn't go that hard. And I think I could have pushed myself harder. And I just kind of went to make sure he was getting the 7 stars. And then I was like, oh, okay, I'm kind of happy here. And I don't know. But we didn't even talk about it because we were gone, or I was gone. But I mean, how hard
my
did you
week was
push?
that week.
Yeah, well, that was
I
the
did
week.
I did one run.
Okay.
It was the week. It was the week my son had surgery. So literally, like I came up and I hammered it, and then I never thought about it again.
Okay. Yeah, I guess we're the same
But
team.
I did double check to make sure that I was going to get enough shards to get 7 stars.
Yeah, okay. We had the same mindset. I was just different for different things, for reasons, but yeah, we'll see. But now I felt like I got to start targeting the red stars. So yeah, when that Scourge comes out, we'll see what happens. Hopefully it comes out again. But yeah, there it is. And then there's Raid Zone, Earn Hobgoblin. So everything's still being with the Insidious 6 is still the feature team in raid battles. And someone asked that question to develop, what's the guy, the Ryan? I don't know what his lead title is in the game, but the Ryan Jacobson, that name kind of floats and stuck in my head. But he was one being interviewed by Pathfinder, and someone had asked a question like on the chat saying, do you like us, going after these milestones with Insidious 6 and just to kind of jump in a battle and just force quit so we can hit milestones? So he was like, yeah. So he knows, what we're going to, right? With Spotlight, you jump into Spotlight, you use the Insidious 6 tag, and then that way you just kind of keep going to the grind of loading through the screen. And I don't know, were you doing that, Darth, to try to gain points for the Alliance or
Was
no?
before the last 2 weeks I was.
You are okay,
So,
and that's
but
too
like
cumbersome.
with everything that's been going down, like I've been looking at what's going on, and I'm assuming that if I take regular nodes, that just gives my other guys more nodes to sim. So what I'm doing is knowing that I only had maybe 1 or 2 times I could get on a day, is I was just doing every node possible up to the boss node, and then letting everybody else finish it,
Gotcha.
just in case.
Yeah.
Just I didn't know. You know, you know how it is. I try to be extra. I'm a really good alliance mate, even though I'm a leader.
Yeah.
Like
Gotcha.
I try hard to make sure my shit's done.
Yeah. All right. All right. Well, there's all of that, but the big thing that I want to pivot on then, is we just talk about Blue Marble, man. So this blog came out on a couple days ago, on the 15th, and it kind of gives all the meaty details as far as what to expect in some fashion. So here it is. Really, what we're prepping on is, as we know, there's going to be 10 missions. First one has no restrictions. Second, the next two is going to be the Conqueror traits. Then you got the non-mythic cosmic, non-mythic city, non-mythic global, and then the no traits. I just kind of paused a little bit because this is where I thought was funny. So, we were trying to plan. I think this little blurt came out first, and this is kind of where everybody was like, ooh, okay, so how are we going to kind of double dip? Conquerors, that's going to be, right away. The MCU 4, the Fantastic Four kind of fits that trait, and they are cosmic. So you're looking at it, okay, if I can get that team rolling, I can get the first 5 missions underway with those purple ISOs as they start releasing out and gearing up the tunes. So they talked about these comeback mods right here. This is what was interesting to me. It says, like, in addition, there's also going to be game mode specific mods on some missions. Missions 4 and 5 will have arena activated. So they're going to have the arena trait is going to be activated for the cosmic. And then it says
So that's
mission.
telling you to use your Fantastic Four.
Yeah, so that's where I'm trying to get at. They basically told us who to go and gear up. So as everybody's trying to theory craft behind the scenes earlier on, I don't know how much there's theory crafting. We'll talk. Well, I'll get your opinion here in a second. But to continue, mission 6 and 7, non-mythic city, they're gonna have the raid activated. Well, who's the raid team? That's also conquerors in city
Insidious
6.
6.
Yep. All right, and they meet the city traits. Then you got mission 8 and 9, and that's gonna have the war trait activated. We got a new team that we're just talking about, Brimstone.
Brimstone.
Yeah, so there we go. I don't know. I'm just like, I was excited. This makes me a little bit less excited. I don't know. I mean, like, to kind of get into the cookie cutter aspect of things. But as we continue, like, it does, then it adds even more. So when we talk about there's going to be mods by missions, let's go back to the mission 1 doesn't have any mods. Go in with whoever, but when you get to the 2 and 3 and you're thinking about the conqueror traits, well, who should I choose? Well, they got 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, shit, 5, 6. I mean, all these mods right here, all in this purple area, they're gonna work if you got Insidious 6 special mods. They got the Brimstone mods over here. They got the Fantastic Four mods for you. So there you go. Those are the 3 teams right there that are gonna get specific mods on those missions 2, 3. But then when you get into the Cosmic, specifically the mods Fantastic Energy, you're gonna get Fantastic Four. Anyways, I'm not gonna keep going on, but you can kind of see it all lined out there. It's Insidious 6, Brimstone. So jump over to you, Darth. With that all being said, have you hesitated to start using your ISO 4, or have you started gearing up some tunes?
I haven't spent a piece of it.
All right.
Part of that is because I've been, it's again, this just when everything is rolling out and what's going on in my life with the last 2 weeks and how they've rolled out. I haven't had a whole bunch of time to think about it. I did watch, again, with the couple of videos I watched the other day, I think I watched the video on this particular topic. So, that looks right.
There's hate. He's all, what? Brand new content that most of us can just auto isn't fun?
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, and it makes it with all those mod traits. That's really where I'm getting at too. Isn't it feel like it's not going to be hard either? I mean, if they're really going to boost all those characters for us and tell us, "Hey, use this. This is going to help you auto it through." maybe not, maybe I don't know. But anyways, yeah. So I started saving up. I mean, I kind of here's the big question. Even though with that all being said, if we add the three teams together, you're talking about 15 tunes, right? Do we really want, and that starts posing the questions here. Are we gonna really get, and I don't have like all the tunes memorized, so I gotta kind of pull up the list here. But where I'm getting at is kind of with APOC, right? Where you're like getting the Scarlet Witches or somebody there that wasn't going to be like useful individually in the long run. And as we talk about Cosmic Crucible and things like that, it's like, are we really going to start building up some of these, like Scorpion? Like he feels like a dud right now with Insidious 6 in a way. Like I don't know if I want him there.
Yes.
Elsa Bloodstone? I don't know,
Nope.
right? So we're kind of in that situation there. So then what's interesting is that these guys on the outside kind of fall into people you can bring in as a conqueror trait, like Quasar, Blastar, right? I mean, so the gist of it all is like we'll start with the earlier traits and just kind of think about it shortly. We're not. I mean, this is just you and I talking, planning. But MCU is going to be the hot team. I think we're going to go. Currently, their arena, right? We're using. Are you still just using the big three?
Yeah.
Sue,
Yeah.
Franklin.
And I use Mr. Fantastic. Even I don't use Johnny.
Yeah. See,
And then what is it? Apocalypse and X. Yeah, that's it.
yeah. So I don't know. I'm not on the fence. Like I don't think I want to get this guy up to the level ISO 4. So when I think about it, like Invisible Woman, and let's just start going into the cosmic traits. And I mean, this is kind of what what I'm looking at is these two are no brainers. I'm almost at the point here, and I was like coding it off because I wanted to do it on the show to be all badass like that. Be like, look at me, I'm going all four on here. But I am going to do it. Maybe not right now, but because I don't want to spend all this time hitting buttons. But yeah, so she's going to go to 4. I'm pretty sure Franklin, I'll hit him next up because again, currently for me within the game, that's going to help out in Arena. It's going to help on Cosmic Crucible, right? I don't feel any really slight regrets or fears about doing those two. But where I am hesitant is like on here, then that's where things pause a little bit. And I don't know if I have enough to get a 3rd or a 4th or a 5th. But speaking to you, what say you, Darth? Like, would you, just I don't even know how to phrase it, but like, if you have the need, if you have the resources there for a 3rd, are you itching to go ahead and jump into Quasar, or are you just going to continue to wait until until next month to start hitting like a 3rd or 4th tune?
I'm gonna measure myself when I start spinning it because I think I heard there's another. Again, this is from watching. I think it was a dorky video on this topic. I think they're starting to roll out events where we're going to earn enough to do one character or so a week as long as we have. I see this is me half-ass listening while I drove. I think it has to do with being able to spend a character up to 4. Like there's going to be those milestone points every week coming up for a while to spend enough of the blue ISO 4. Like we have this week. We have a milestone this week for spinning blue ISO 4. And I think there's going to be one coming out. I could be wrong. So you have to remember, I'm dumb. So I'm going to do one character to get these milestone points this week, and it's going to be Invisible Woman. Mm-hmm. And then on Monday, when the next week's events come out and roll around, I'm going to check and see what's up there and see if there's another one. If there's another one, I'll spend that for this week. And I'm going to make sure that I do the best on those. I don't even think it's this week's the one that he was talking about where they're rewarding you enough ISO.
Yeah.
I think it's going to start on. It's hard to say. So, but I'm gonna start spending it to get events, and I'm not going to dive in head first and smash my face into it like I usually do everything. I'm gonna try to be a little more.
That's funny to say, man. You sound like me there. I'm gonna hold my resources so for the right time. That's what you're trying to get at. I'm waiting for the right timing. I'm glad you said.
I don't even know how to say it because it's not my style.
Yeah, you're like, oh, you kind of hurt. Yeah, man. Instead of just saying I'm waiting for events, you're like, you didn't even say the word waiting. Yeah. So you know what? But I'm glad you said that because here I am flipping into your mode. I was all excited. I was about to hit buttons, but I think you're 100% correct because you just reminded me of something that we didn't even talk about because I've been away. But when we had the last event, milestone event, that was to get the level 4 ions, there was something about using your power cores, right? And then some people were wanting to double dip and use the unlock of the mummy guy and get, use their power cores that way. Plus it feeds into the event. So you're kind of doubling down. Well, my ass was too excited where I went after Damien, and
Mm.
I should have waited. Like he was there available when the event came out, and I got too excited. So kind of where you're getting at, yeah, I think the best part is just kind of wait to see how events and see how you can like use your level 4 ISO, and you're gonna get this, that, and the other. So yeah. Anyways, good call. We'll stop. I mean, on this whole thing, because I mean, there's a lot of stuff to kind of pivot and go into. But like Hate was talking about here in the chat. I mean, when we're talking about if you want to push to a 4 and 5th, as we get to that point, and if we are tying it into like double dipping on an event and earning milestone points by leveling up level 4 ISOs, yeah, Quasar is interesting. For Cosmic, I think that's the person of interest. And I do like Blaster. I know people have been talking shit about him, and I think it.
I'm gonna pick if I'm gonna pick 5 characters, I'm gonna pick the first 4 in Blastar. I'm even taking Mr. Fantastic.
You are going to take him too.
So here's the other thing. He's a protector. We don't have a lot of protectors
Not
out
Azazel?
there, so you have to remember it's a different. I'd love to take Azazel, but I'm also thinking of the actual ISO pieces, the individual crystals, not the currency, but the individual crystals you have to get.
Yeah.
It is expensive, and eventually, at least this is how it works for blue. Eventually, even though it's at the beginning now, and we think we have indispensable amounts, it goes from 27 to 81. So your cost triples for the amount of those you're going to spend. So you are going to want a couple protectors on your team somewhere. And I don't know. I haven't had the time to dive into it enough to find out. Okay, how many protectors versus brawlers versus blasters, and who's going to work here and who's not going to work here. But if I'm just going to pick, yeah, if I'm going to pick 5 that I want, yeah, it's going to be Azazel over Mr. Fantastic. But I think with how things are going to work out, and I think you have to have 3 MCU characters in order to trip the arena abilities.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think you're going to have a third one, either Johnny or Mr. Fantastic. And honestly, I'll go with my pre-taunting tank to be a little thicker. So if there's an indispensable amount, yeah, I'm going to go Azazel instead of Mr. Fantastic. But most likely for the nodes and just for everything else, Mr. Fantastic will be the right choice. Again, it's something else we have to think about because we've been thinking about gear for Xavier. Now we have to go back to thinking about ISO and how ISO is broken down. And it's broken down by a different trait, not your origin trait.
Yeah. It's funny. I have to laugh at. Yeah, as you were saying all that, you got Walking Hate thinking about how thick you're going to make them. All right.
I want to make him thick.
Yeah. All right, so I'll bounce off of that then. So more to come. I mean, like I said, it'll be out next month. But that was kind of the main thing I wanted to talk about today before we jump into it. I'm just skimming through my notes here. But definitely, I mean, it is kind of my whole point off of that blog that they had about Blue Marble. It's just, yeah, you got to decide on these 3 teams, and then it's up to us if we want to fill, different aspects of it. With the Quasars and the Blastars and so forth. Because then it even becomes like, we're going to build up Odin or we're going to build up X. You know what? I'm not even thinking about Professor X. That was the last thing I want to say. Do you have any inkling to use ISO 4s on Professor X?
Am I going to?
I mean, as part of this unlock, knowing we can't, right? Like
I can't. Like there's nowhere that he's good for. He's good for node 1 and 10, where you can use literally any character. And that's the only,
yeah.
I want to. It's the same with all the mythic characters though. So you can't use them. So you're gonna have to go around them. But yes, for every other aspect, yeah, it's not like doing Odin first when we at the beginning of the Xavier hunt where we got all that mythic gear and then we all did Odin first because he was the kick-ass king character.
Mm-hmm.
It's different because you can't use him. There's not a real good section where you can use him. If you're doing it the min-max way, that makes 16 characters that you have to do instead of 15.
Yeah. All right. Well, yes, I went through my notes there. Yeah. Battle Royale, we talked about it. All right. Well, YouTube.
Let's talk about one more thing. Let's
Yeah.
talk about one more thing. I want to talk about. There's a new Danger Room coming out.
Oh yeah.
And the Danger Room is zombies and whatever other fucking team it is that I don't care about. And we're going to get our first look and play with Zombie Kestrel as a rentable character. And that excites the shit out of me.
Do you think I not purposely wanted to ignore that part?
I don't know. Maybe you wanted to make sure if I'd been paying attention to anything at all. But if I'm going to pay attention to anything, it's going to be my damn zombies.
Yeah.
So I can't wait.
Yeah,
Because the
no.
event they got for him right now sucks.
Well, that actually
Those,
it's tomorrow, so you don't have to wait that long for it. So Danger Room is rolling out tomorrow. And yes, yeah, it is going to be part of the zombies and the vampires. It's this that's a training event that's rolling out again. But anyways, I can't even find it on the blog. It doesn't matter. But yeah, oh there it is. Danger Room featuring Sinister Six and the zombies.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's right here. Well, yeah, I'm excited for you. No, I'm excited for this. I guess I'm kind of thinking to myself. I mean, you saw the increase, right? Their stats did go live already in game.
Oh, yeah, I have. I just didn't. For every excuse, I'm always looking to screenshot my zombies and show them to you. I didn't when it happened. True got it covered for me, I suppose.
There's Undying. Look at me putting zombies.
Hmm.
Yeah, man, true. He has his already built up pretty high. But this is where my baby zombies are, kind of babyish. I mean, compared to y'all two, I know there's a lot of people that have already kind of skipped them. They weren't really interested into the team just because of the way it was being released. But I kind of went even kill with it. I didn't go crazy. But so I'm happy where they're at as far as like not opening up my pocketbook too much. I just kind of did my usual dance of unlocking a character and then took advantage of some of their events. I did get the Battle World Pass that went with her lately just so I can get her up to that 6-star.
Hmm.
So I'm hoping some stuff comes through in the near future. And I think Ryan, on part of that little interview I keep talking about, I think he mentioned that they'll have some more events, some more stars are going to come out for her. So my hopeful aspect is that she gets to 7, and of course I'll have a baby Kestrel zombie there waiting. But yeah, there she is. I know you're excited to see her over Captain America, so I'm happy you got what you wanted,
Yeah,
Darth.
oh yeah, I want to hear something funny. My wife and I just finally, we had some time last night where everything had settled down and stuff, and we watched the 4 episodes of Marvel Zombies
The new one?
last night. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
we finally got to it, and I looked at my wife and I said, I know you don't want to hear this, and this is some nerd game shit, but there were so many better characters for them to fucking choose from. Like, are you fucking shitting me? Like characters that I hadn't even thought of that I'm seeing here. Like, do you know how fucking cool a zombie Thanos would have been? The fuck out of here! Like, some the choices they gave us sucked, and then the community chose this one, and you can't blame them for choosing this one over the shitty choices they gave us. They should have just put some more thought into it before shitting all over the last character of a fucking badass team. And I'm sure the team's going to be great, and she's wonderful. She's just literally not what the fuck I want, and I'm cranky about it. There's so many better choices than to do our own original piece of shit character.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that being said, all right, YouTube, well, y'all take it easy. Don't be as cranky as Darth was right now as you get into the next week. To then, we'll see y'all next week. Bye bye.